Today we're going to talk about what's the difference between a home equity line of credit and a cash out refinance. Stay tuned. I'm William Branch, your Texas local lender. Today we're going to talk about the difference of a HELOC or home equity line of credit and a cash out refinance. What's the difference? Why would I need a HELOC versus a cash out refinance? First, in this market right now, we had a huge interest rate drop from 2020 to 2021, and as you know, inflation has set in. It is here. We saw it coming. We were just printing money, trillions and trillions of dollars. Obviously, it's got to be paid back somehow. So how are they getting it back? Interest rates have slowly risen, and once they turn on the faucet, it kind of just started exploding day by day. Some days have been worse than others, but let's not talk about the negative. Let's talk about inflation. We are seeing that the cost of gas, all of your goods, the cost of lumber, everything that you own has gone up. Cars, everything that you know. So what does that mean for you? That means that in your pocketbook, you now have less money in your pocket to have left over for your savings account. We are finding that people are having to add stuff on credit cards. We may have student loans, or maybe that's not you and you want to build a fence or redo your house, paint it. If you ever painted your house, it's expensive to paint your house or just redo. The market's so hot right now, people are not wanting to move. So let's just upgrade our home. So why should I consider a HELOC versus a cash out refinance? So the first question of that is your lender should look at your current interest rate. And where are you in your current interest rate? Does it make more sense to do a HELOC, or does it make more sense to do a cash out refinance? So with that, they're going to determine, okay, your interest rates here, what would it look like? On those HELOC, they have what's called an interest only term, or you can actually term it. The lowest term that you're going to be looking at there is going to be a 20-year fixed rate. I typically don't tell people to go with the home equity line of credit in most cases, just due to the fact that we don't know where interest rates are going to go. If they do go up, then they have to have the caution that, hey, that interest rate's going to rise. It is variable. So that is one main concern that you want to look at when you're looking at a HELOC. But let's just say that your interest rate's at 3% and current market rates are at 4.5%. So obviously you're going to say, William, well, I don't want to give up my 3% interest rate. I don't want to take it all the way to 4.5%. So that's when we look at the overall monthly payments to see how much are we actually going to save. And if you want to lock in that 30-year mortgage, and that's when we would look at that cash out refinance. But like, for example, I talked to a client yesterday that we're considering $50,000 cash out refinance. It's currently paying about $900 a month in credit card payments, just minimum payments alone. And so he would rather lock in his rate at 30%. And if interest rates continue and they drop down the road a year from now, we'll refinance it again if it makes sense at that point to lower his rate from where he's at to help him save in more money at that point. HELOCs, they are a little bit less cost out of pocket. A home equity line of credit lender is going to look at how much is your home worth on the central appraisal district, or they're going to actually order an appraisal for you depending on those numbers. So you have those two options to be able to look at depending on the size of loan that you're getting. If you're looking over $100,000, they are going to require an actual appraisal on your home to validate that data. I just did a home equity line of credit on my home just to free up the cash for other investments. So if you're an investor and you go and you like to purchase property or you flip homes, a home equity line of credit may be a great option for you to be able to have a short-term interest-only loan and then be able to pay it back and pay it down and draw on it at any point in time. Whereas if you do a home equity line of credit, you do a fix, you have to do a refinance. Keep in mind, you can only do that once a year. So on that home equity line of credit, typically they're good for 10 years before you have to start renewing those lines. So those are things to consider. So on a cash out refinance, we're looking at the whole picture. We can put that into a 30-year mortgage. These are going to be a conventional loan. You can do a jumbo loan. So just because your loan amount's a high loan amount over $647,200, we can help you with options to do a cash out refinance. Typically, you're looking at maximum of $500,000 of being able to obtain cash out on the equity. You're looking at both of these scenarios, you're looking at 80%, up to 80% of your value. So you're going to take your current value minus your current loan amount at 80%. So you take your current loan amount times 80%, that's how much cash that you'd be able to obtain. What we're using cash out refinances for is we're using those for helping people redo their homes if they want to add a pool or whatnot. They want to pay off student loans, they want to pay off any credit card debt. or just have the cash. I mean, we have some people that are like, hey, interest rates are low right now. I'd rather stick it in the stock markets. We feel like the stock market's down. We have some that are even invested in stocks and putting them in mutual funds as a safer investment because they can earn 8, 10, 15, 20% on average in those accounts. So if it's just sitting in your home, it's just like a savings account. The only thing that's going up is your appreciation. So those are great things to think about when you're looking at a home equity line of credit or a HELOC that's going to be a permanent term or actual cash out refinance. Thank you for tuning in today. If you haven't liked and subscribed us, please click that like and subscribe button below. We appreciate your support and stay tuned for more content. We appreciate you guys.